Let's talk about the changes to Sugar and Sloth. There's so many things that I want to say, but mainly I want to say thank you so much for keeping on supporting Sugar and Sloth and staying with me on this journey, which has been a lot of ups and downs. I'm sitting here in this empty warehouse. I spent the last week clearing it out, and do you know what? I didn't think it would be, but it's been a little bit emotional. So I found this. This is, it used to be my kitchen scales a long time ago. And then when I was living in my tiny flat and I started Sugar and Sloth and I was just selling button badges on Amazon, and I would weigh them with these scales, and we still have them in the studio today, and I'm taking them home today. So really emotional. But yeah, what's been going on if you haven't been hanging out with me a lot recently. So we've made a lot of changes to Sugar and Sloth. One of the biggest ones is we still so I still design everything obviously by hand, and we still pack and ship our subscription boxes out from this office. So from the room that's over there, actually. This was like our storage area for the shop, because we used to fulfill all of our shop items. But what we do now is we use a third party to do the packaging and posting. So obviously it's still all designed by me, but another company ships it out to you. And that was one of our logistical challenges. There have been many challenges, logistical, operational, they've been our biggest things. And you know, when I think back to why I started Sugar and Sloth, it was to make people happier. And not in some, you know, you just look at a cute frog and maybe you smile and maybe you're a little bit happier, because that's like cool too. But for me, I want to do the thing that's, as much as I can, as much as within my power, I want to help people create real change and like really become happier. And that's always been my motivation. But I feel like over the years that's been lost, and that's been lost in having these massive overheads, having a warehouse, having a big team where we have to pack and ship, having all these orders come in where we have to pack and ship them within a certain deadline, or having not enough orders come in and having team just stood around warehouse shelves overflowing because the stock's not selling. Like, there's many problems. I can go into it more if you're interested. I don't like to talk a lot about it because you know, like sometimes I do, but I don't want it to seem like I'm just coming on here moaning to you. That's not what I'm about. But equally, I don't want to sugarcoat anything. So if that's something that's interesting to you, I can go into like the gritty detail of challenges with Sugar and Sloth. So but one of the big ones was, yeah, I sort of realised that I was losing the reason that I started Sugar and Sloth in the first place, and it is to make people happier. And when I'm spending 80% of my week running a warehouse, that's not really in my skill set. I've got no clue how to do that, and it showed with our terrible systems, okay? Because I've never even worked in a warehouse, and if I'd known, because I've done a lot of call center jobs, a lot of cleaning jobs, like I could have worked in a warehouse and kind of maybe figured out a little bit of a better way to do it. And I tried bringing people in to run the warehouse to take over from me, and that went spectacularly wrong. Yeah, a lot of challenges. Tried to take myself out of the business because when I say out of the business, I mean out of the day-to-day fulfillment, because that is not my natural skill set. My natural skill set, what I love to do, what brings me so much joy, is creating illustrations, drawings, communicating, things that have helped me on my personal journey. Since then, I've done a load of studying and exploring around the field of happiness, the psychology of happiness. I've got some qualifications in that. I've spent time with Buddhist monks. I've done all these kind of things that I've decided to talk about on the Strategy for Happy platform. There's like overlap, and I do talk about a lot of that stuff in Sugar and Sloth, but we go a little bit deeper. So Sugar and Sloth is like about making cute illustrations, like you feel seen, you know you're not alone. And then Strategy for Happy is the deeper work, which fills me up so much. I love it. And I've known that for quite a long time now, but yeah, so much of my time was taken up fulfilling the warehouse. And when you do have these big overheads, like you have to pay rent, you have to pay the team, all the taxes, I could go on, then I got into this pattern of shit, like we've got these bills to pay, I have these responsibilities, so we've got to do another launch and another launch and another launch. And I was designing, like honestly I don't, now I've stepped away from that a little bit. Obviously I still design for the subscription box and I still design for the products that we get fulfilled in house, but it's out of house, but it's not in the same way where I'm like seeing these numbers that I have to come up with, and I have to do all of these launches. Like I would do massive Christmas launch. That was most of our turnover came through Christmas, and then straight away after that I'd be doing Valentine's Day, and then I'd be doing Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of these kind of things. Like we'd have a kind of lull over summer, so I'd be like, oh, what can I do, what launches can I do over summer? And that was how we made our money. And it was a really difficult way to manage, because we would do a launch, hopefully it'll go really well, and then we'd have loads of orders to pack, but we didn't have enough team or the good enough systems to pack the orders in time. But then once we packed all those orders, everyone would be, do you know what I mean, if I hire a load more people to pack those, then after that they've got nothing to do, and we could hire temporary people, which we tried, but the systems are so frigging complicated because we haven't sorted that shit out. It was just a struggle. And there's been nothing, it's not like there was insurmountable challenges. Like if my passion was running a warehouse and doing launches, then we could have done it. We definitely could have made it work that way. But it just didn't make any sense for me to spend so much time and energy on something I'm not that good at. I'm not that good at running a warehouse. When we can just work with a third party who know their shit, who have the systems, who can still get you your goodies. And you know, I did worry when we moved that, because I think it's so special, and I'm so glad we have that with the subscription boxes still, with Tiny Hug Club, and Silly Little Pin Club now, where, you know, it's packed by the team, I can put notes in, that kind of thing. Like there's something really special. Like I've literally touched your box and it's gone off, whereas, you know, when we do add that third party element, that's obviously people you don't know, but I just feel like, well, I hope anyway, that you still know it's come from my heart via a third party who's shipping it, but just they know their shit. And they're doing it for all these other companies as well. They're not like crazy huge or anything, but they don't have that thing where we are just relying on our sales. And if our sales drop, shit. And if they're too much, also shit, because we can't pack them. So yeah, a lot of logistical reasons. I needed to get that time back. I tried to have other people replace me in that role. It didn't go well. So this is where we are. I'm really happy, honestly. Like, and it was a year ago that I made the decision to get things fulfilled by a business outside of Sugar and Sloth. And yeah, but we had our last orders and it took us months. Like you can tell, you know how genuine this is by how long, if you were involved in that process where we did our last orders and we like added freebies, you know how long it took us months. It took us months to ship those orders, and that was not, there was a lot of them, but yeah, working in that way was not a sustainable business. Things had to change. So yeah, so I'm really happy. We have the subscription box. I love doing that. I love that. And we have goodies as well. I still design clothing and mugs and wonderful things, blankets. Well, I don't know, a million things. Like yeah, tote bags. What else do I design? Cushion covers. Lots of fun things, but yeah, I'm spending my time on designing, I'm spending my time talking to you besties, creating content for you, and on strategy for happy, which is, well, I know because it's been going for like a year, and I know we've made a meaningful difference in people's lives. And yeah, so that's what's been going on. I don't know if it seemed confusing, because I know I was talking about a shop closing, but also I carried on having my shop because it was fulfilled by another. I don't think I explained that very well, because I think I did confuse some people, because I was like, well, the shop's closing, but also the shop's carrying on because it's just someone else is sending out the orders. But yeah, and I've probably been showing like an empty warehouse or an emptying warehouse and stuff, and we've been having our warehouse sale and stuff, so it's been a little bit confusing, I think. So hopefully this ramble has helped clarify things. But if you have any questions, I love making videos and talking to you besties about the journey, because you have supported Sugar and Sloth. You are the reason that Sugar and Sloth still exists, and just a massive thank you, because we have gone through changes. I've gone through massive changes as a person. So when I was diagnosed with my autoimmune condition, that is when I kind of knew like things had to change, and I wasn't really spending my time where I wanted to be spending my time, but also I kind of felt like I was invincible. I felt like I would live forever. I was like, yeah, I don't need sleep. I can run this warehouse and then design all these things at night, and then also do this strategy for happy work. But yeah, I realized that I was not invincible. And I realised that I have limited time and energy. I know that sounds obvious, but I honestly didn't realise it. And I want to be intentional with where I place that energy, and I want to place it same reason as I started Sugar and Sloth. I want to help people be happier. And that is literally Strategy for Happy. It's set up to do that, and I love it. Like, I'm literally smiling talking about it. So I know that's the right decision. So Sugar and Sloth isn't going anywhere. Like, please don't take this as, so Tiny Hug Club subscription box still all there, still all cool. So Holly and Daisy are like taking over kind of more of the running of that, but obviously I'm still doing all the designs. I'm still gonna talk to you about it. Like, nothing's changing. And I'm still designing, because I love designing products. I love designing products, but I need to be doing this strategy for happy work, because I know it can make a massive difference. It's changed me, and that's what I mean by it's been 11 years since I started Sugar and Sloth, so of course people change, but this work I've been doing around happiness, around retraining your brain using neuroscience, it's so powerful, and it has changed me. So I'm not the same person as when I started Sugar and Sloth 11 years ago. I was super anxious. I was a massive people pleaser. I would do wild things. Like, if there was a bestie in America who had a problem, I would literally like set an alarm sometimes to wake up in the middle of the night to be able to reply to them, because that was their time zone, which was a terrible thing for my health. Like, I had no boundaries. I didn't even know what a boundary was. And I wasn't really talking about that stuff in Sugar and Sloth at first. And you'll see, like, if you were to scroll back, 11 years in my Instagram, I wasn't talking about any of that kind of stuff, but it's kind of come into Sugar and Sloth. And now it's kind of evolved into its own thing, because Strategy for Happy is the version of Sugar and Sloth that doesn't fit on a little cute t-shirt or on a mug or even in a little notepad or something, because it's deeper work. So it's kind of the same thing, but it's taking a different form. And yeah, my biggest realization was like, do I want to spend my life running a warehouse? No, I don't think that's where my skills are best placed. Do I want to spend my life making people happier? Not making people happier, encouraging happiness. Yes, I do. So yeah, so just a massive thank you. And it has been up and down. Like, you know, we've lost followers, we lost subscribers and stuff, because you felt the shift. Like, you felt like things are changing, and I think a lot of people were worried. The main reason I wanted to make this video, I know some people have been messaging and saying like, are we closing down? Are we going? Like, no, we're not. And when I show things like this or like mystery sale boxes and stuff, it's, you know, I can see how that might cause people to worry, and I'm so thankful that you do worry and you do care about the future and Sugar and Sloth. But no, we're not. We're just doing things differently. Tiny Hug Club is exactly the same. No plans to change that. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that you've been here, and especially if you've been here for years. A lot of you have, like, since the beginning, which is wild. And yeah, we've changed, but the core, my why. I'm just laughing because that's so cheesy, but it's true. Like, my why has always been to make people happier. So that hasn't changed. I got distracted by growing the business, having these overheads, having to do things to meet these overheads that were not, you know, some months it was like, okay, we've taken on this new warehouse space or whatever, we need to do these new launches and we need to get X amount, and I would be like designing like a Father's Day collection or like more mugs or something, and it's not the core of what I want to be doing. I'm just doing that to keep the engine going. So yeah, so this feels a lot more, I don't want to say the word aligned with who I am, but I am going to say the word aligned with who I am, because that is how it feels. So I'm so grateful that you're still here on my journey, because I know it's been different. Anyway, I'm just repeating myself now. So I will say goodbye, but if you have any questions, let me know. I'll answer them. If you want me to make more videos about things, and I love it. I love all that stuff. I love talking to you, and I'm so grateful for your support. Love you, besties.